Welcome to yoga. So, this time of year with back to school, the Jewish New Year, and the transition from summer to fall, it truly feels like the beginning of a new year for me. And I think we can all use a fresh beginning. So, in that spirit, in our yoga class today, I will emphasize cross-lateral movements. Cross-lateral movements are movements that bisect the midline of the body and are believed to help forge new neural pathways in the brain and can help to wake up our minds and prepare us for a fresh start, help us to shed any undesirable habits and pave the way for new habits that may be healthier and better for us. So for our centering, I will guide you in a hands-free alternate nostril breath, and then we'll move through our series of postures and end with relaxation. So let's begin. So find a way to sit comfortably, and you're welcome to sit on top of a cushion or a block or two if you have them, or you may wish to simply sit on your mat. And you're welcome to sit in a cross-legged position on your heels or any way that allows you to sit tall and remain comfortable. So go ahead and get settled, sitting tall, either closing the eyes or gazing very softly downward towards the ground. And bring your attention to the parts of your body that are in contact with the mat. Feeling grounded and supported. And from this support, allow the spine to lengthen, grounding the sitting bones down and lengthening through the spine and the crown of the head, bringing the chin parallel to the earth. Broaden through the chest and relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Allow the hands to rest comfortably on the thighs. Focus your breathing in and out through the nose. Inviting the mind to begin to settle on the breath. On each inhalation, feeling the belly and torso gently expand. And as you exhale, empty completely. Gradually begin to lengthen each inhalation and each exhalation, finding a slow and comfortable pace. And now moving into the alternate nostril breathing. Continuing to sit tall with the hands resting comfortably. Take a deep breath in and out. And as you next inhale, bring the awareness to the left nostril, moving the awareness up the left side of the nasal passages to the bridge of the nose. And then as you exhale, awareness moves down the right side of the nasal passages to the right nostril. Inhale, awareness moves from the right nostril up the right side to the bridge of the nose. Exhale, left side of the nose, left nostril. Inhaling left, bridge of the nose, exhale right. Inhale, awareness moves through the right side to the bridge. Exhaling left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Continue at your own pace for a few more rounds. The next time that you exhale with the awareness moving to the left nostril, releasing the alternate nostril breath, return to breathing naturally. And notice and integrate the benefits of the alternate nostril breath. And now as we prepare to ease into movement, I invite you to be kind to yourself, feeling free to make any modifications, such as releasing a pose early, taking a rest, or doing something just a little bit different to best meet your needs today. And now shifting off your seat and coming to sit with the legs extended long in front of you. Hands resting by your sides, palms to the floor. Sitting tall, relaxing the shoulders, flex and point the feet, loosening up the ankles and the legs. And give the legs a little shake from side to side, releasing any tension or tightness you may be holding from sitting. And now returning to a cross-legged seated position. Sitting tall with the hands resting on top of the knees. Eyes closed or gazing softly downward. Begin to circle the torso. Loosening up the spine. So you may wish to start off small and gradually make the circles a little bit larger. And allowing the shoulders and head to follow the torso. And find a way to coordinate your breathing with the motion that feels natural. And now pause and reverse and take your circles in the opposite direction. And now begin to make the circles a little bit smaller. And move a little more slowly. Allowing your body to return to stillness. Sit tall, relax the shoulders. We'll move into some twisting motions for the spine. Resting the hands by your sides along the floor. And as you inhale, lifting the arms up and overhead, arms are shoulder width apart. We'll begin to twist from side to side. So your next exhalation, twisting to your right, bringing the left hand to the right knee, opposite fingertips to the floor behind you. And then inhale, coming right back up to center, arms overhead, and then exhale, moving to the other side. Inhale back to center. And continue to twist from side to side, looking over your shoulder as you twist. Moving at your own pace, following your breath. We're warming up here, no need to twist as far as you possibly can. And we'll prepare now to hold the twist. The next time you twist to your right side, bringing your opposite hand behind you, if you like, or resting the hands on the floor. You can wrap the arm behind the back or perhaps take hold of the opposite hip or thigh if that's accessible. Keep lengthening through the head and the neck as you turn the head to look over your right shoulder. Gazing out the corners of the eyes towards the wall behind you. One more full breath here. And releasing slowly on your next inhalation, coming back to center with the arms reaching overhead. And now exhale, twisting to your left side. Bringing the right hand to the left knee. Opposite fingertips can either rest on the floor, drape behind the back, or reach the opposite hip or thigh. So again, twisting gently, avoiding any strain or discomfort. Keep breathing naturally in and out through your nose. One more breath here. And on your next inhalation, slowly unwinding, coming back to center with the arms reaching overhead. Palms come together to touch, and as you exhale, slowly lower the hands down to prayer position in front of the heart. Pause here for a moment, feeling the heartbeat. Checking in to notice how you're feeling as a result of the breath and movement you've done so far. And now bringing the hands to the mat in front of you. Lift up and transition into a table position. And from table, we'll make our way into child. So resting the tops of the feet on the floor. Exhaling, bringing the bottom back to the heels. Arms are extended in front of you. You can allow the head to hover, or perhaps lowering the forehead all the way to the mat. And now we'll add a variation, adding a side stretch. So slowly begin to walk the hands over to your right side, bringing the hands either to the right edge of your mat or perhaps continuing a little bit further and deepening the side stretch. So finding a place where you feel a comfortable sensation, a comfortable lengthening through the sides of the torso. And now on your next inhalation, slowly walking the hands, returning back to center. And pausing and set at the center to lengthen through the torso. And now begin to walk your hands to your other side. Again, bringing the hands to the left edge of the mat or perhaps moving a little bit more deeply. Making any adjustments for comfort, keep breathing in and out through the nose. On your next inhalation, slowly walking the hands coming back to center, once again returning to extended child. On your next inhalation, lifting up to table position. So here in table, you have the options to either rest on the forearms, fists, or palms, or you can alternate between those variations, doing what you need to take care of your wrists. If you're on the palms, spread the fingers wide, pressing into each fingertip and knuckle to distribute the weight and pressure, and keep a soft bend in the elbows to avoid hyperextension. Lengthen through your spine by extending the tailbone and the crown of the head away from one another. Broaden through the chest and move the shoulders down the back. We'll move next into cat and dog stretches. On your next inhalation, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly, gazing upward, moving into dog. And on your exhalation, draw the tailbone under, round the spine, and move the chin in towards the chest, coming into cat. Inhaling, arching into dog. And exhale, round into cat. Continue to move back and forth with your breath. And inviting the mind again to stay focused on the breath and the sensations as you move. And moving once more in each direction. Coming back to neutral table position. From here, we'll move on to warming up the core and the legs. So beginning on your right side, extending your right leg back, lifting the heel, and rock forward and back, giving a stretch to the calf and the leg. And now pause here and hold, pressing out through the heel. And now lift the leg so the heel is extended from the hip. And we'll move on to warming up and energizing the core. So as you next inhale, bringing the right knee to the outside of the right elbow. And then crossing, as you exhale, crossing the knee to the mat on the outside of the opposite leg. Again, inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, crossing that knee to the outside of the opposite calf. And allowing the head and neck to move from side to side, watching that knee. And you're welcome to stay here in this version, or if you've got room around you, you could straighten the leg to the side and then cross that straight leg to the opposite edge of your mat. Inhaling as the knee or leg moves out to the side. Exhale as you cross. And once more, and the next time you cross that leg, straightening the leg if it isn't already, lifting the heel and pressing the ball of the foot to the left edge of your mat, lengthening through the spine and looking over the left shoulder as you stretch through the right side of the body, feeling a lengthening from the right heel up through the hip, shoulder, and out the crown of the head. On your next inhalation, releasing, returning back to table position, and pausing in table to either sit on the heels or come into a kneeling position and give the arms and hands a little shake, releasing any tension or tightness you may be feeling in the wrists. And now we'll prepare to repeat that sequence on the other side. So returning to table position, again, making sure you've got space around you if you're going to be straightening the leg from side to side. So once again, establishing your neutral table position. Knees are hip width apart, hands are underneath the shoulders. Lengthening through the spine and moving the shoulders down the back. And now coming onto your opposite side, extending your left leg back, bringing the ball of the foot to the mat and keeping the heel lifted as you rock forward and back. And now pause here, pressing out through the heel, holding as you breathe. On your next inhalation, lifting the leg so the heel is extended from the hip. And we're coming into the core strengthening on this side. As you next inhale, bending the left knee to the outside of the left elbow. And then exhale, crossing the left knee past the right calf, lowering the knee to the mat. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, crossing the knee to the other side. And continue to move back and forth with the breath, or feeling free to pause in child's at any time if you need a break. And you're welcome to continue this movement, or if you have space and the desire, you could straighten the leg out to the side in line with the hip, and then cross the straight leg over to the opposite side of your mat. Inhaling as the leg kicks out to the side, and then exhaling as you cross. And once more. And now straightening the left leg if it isn't already. Bringing the ball of the left foot to the floor, keeping the heel lifted. And press into that heel as you turn the head to look over the right shoulder, coming into a side stretch for the left side of the body. Again, feeling that lengthening from the heel to the hip up through the shoulder and the crown of the head. One more full breath here. Inhaling, return to center, coming back to table. Again, either sitting back or coming to a kneeling position. Give the arms, hands, and fingers a shake to release. And we'll prepare to make our way back into table to come into downward dog. So if the wrists are feeling tender, you're welcome to come onto the forearms, and you could practice a variation of downward dog resting on the forearms instead, or you're free to come onto the palms if that works for you. So getting yourself situated first in table, lengthening the spine and relaxing the shoulders down. Come onto the balls of the feet. Draw a breath in, and then as you exhale, lifting the hips, beginning on the balls of the feet with a bend in the knees, pressing the tailbone up and back towards where the ceiling and wall meet behind you. Move the shoulders down the back and aim the crown of the head to the space between your hands. And now pedal out the legs, pressing one heel to the mat as you bend the opposite knee. And now pressing both heels towards the mat, straightening the legs, and it's fine if the heels don't reach. Keep breathing. And now lower the knees, returning to table, taking a little bit of a break before we move into another downward dog, and I'll offer some variations there. So from table, pressing your way back into downward facing dog, lengthening through the back of the body. And you could stay here, you could return to the knees for a break, or if you like, you could join me in a twisting variation, bringing your left hand to take hold of the outside of the right knee, calf, or ankle, and looking under the right shoulder, coming into a twisting variation. And returning to downward dog as you exhale. And if you like, repeating on the other side. Bringing the right hand to take hold of the left knee, calf, ankle, and then looking under that shoulder. Exhale, return to downward dog. Soften the knees and walk the feet towards the hands, coming into a forward fold, relaxing the crown of the head, feeling free to keep a soft or deeper bend in the knees. Bring the hands to the shins and inhale, lifting halfway, bringing the spine parallel to the floor. Exhale, fold forward. Press into the feet, bring the hands to the hips, draw the navel towards the spine. Inhale as you press into the feet and slowly make your way up to standing. Taking your time, and once you've arrived to standing, lifting the arms up and overhead, and then exhale, lowering the hands down to prayer position in front of the heart. And pausing with the hands in prayer position, eyes closed or soft gaze. Feeling the heartbeat with the thumbs, and taking a moment here to integrate and notice the effects of the postures you've done so far. And now releasing the arms, and we'll loosen up the shoulders. On your inhalation, drawing both shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhaling as you roll the shoulders back and down. Moving with the breath. Releasing any tension or tightness you may be feeling in the upper back and shoulders. Releasing the weight of the world from the shoulders. And continuing to roll the shoulders twice more. And then releasing the arms down. Standing tall with the feet hips width apart. Coming into simple mountain, grounding the feet into the earth. Engaging the legs. And bringing the pelvis to neutral by lengthening evenly through the abdomen and the lower back. Create a little space between the ribcage and the pelvis. Broaden through the chest and move the shoulders down away from the ears. Lengthen through the head and the neck. As you next inhale, slowly begin to bring the arms up and overhead. And then bend at the elbows and take hold of opposite elbows with the hands. We'll come into some standing side stretches. So exhale as you reach the torso over to your right side, pressing the left hip away. And then inhale, return to center. Exhale, stretch to the other side. So continue to move with the breath, lengthening through both sides of the torso as you reach to each side. Again, moving over just to the point of comfort without strain. And the next time that you pass through center, release and alternate the arms, bringing the opposite arm in front, opposite arm behind you, and continue to reach from side to side. And reaching once more to each direction. And then return to center, reaching the arms overhead, and then exhale as you slowly lower the arms down. Relax the arms here. Take a breath or two to receive. Notice what you're feeling in the spine. And now bringing the hands to the hips. And now stepping your right foot behind the left for a variation of a standing side stretch. And if it's uncomfortable to cross the feet, you're welcome to simply keep the feet side by side as in mountain. And now release your right arm down. Inhale, bringing the right arm out to the side and then overhead as you stretch over to your left. So you could reach the arm overhead, keeping the hand on the hip, or if you like, you could take the left hand to take hold of the wrist overhead. Choosing your option here. Again, finding a comfortable stretch without strain. Pressing the right hip out to the side and just slightly forward. And the head and neck remain in line with the spine. And as we continue to hold, you're welcome to stretch over just a little bit deeper, or perhaps backing off or taking a break. See what feels good for you and your body. And now moving to your fullest expression for another breath. And now press into the feet, navel to spine. Slowly bring the torso back to center. Stepping the feet side by side, and as you exhale, slowly lowering the arms down. Taking your time, noticing these sensations of release. Pausing with the arms relaxed. Breathing here and noticing how one side of the body feels in comparison to the other. And now we'll balance it out, returning the hands to the hips. And now stepping your left foot behind the right, taking a moment to get situated here, or perhaps keeping the feet side by side if that works better for you. Now press into the feet, come into your neutral alignment with the hips, lengthening through the tailbone. Relax the shoulders, lengthen through the head and the neck. Now release your left arm and inhale as you extend that arm out to the side and then overhead. And stretching the torso over to your right side. And pressing the hip out to the side and slightly forward. Keep lengthening through the torso, lifting the chest. Relax the shoulders. Take hold of the wrist overhead if you like, or keep the hand on the hip. Keep breathing in and out through the nose, making any small adjustments to either move a little bit more deeply or back off a bit for comfort. And coming to your fullest expression for another breath. And then press into the feet, navel to spine. Your inhalation slowly brings the torso back to center. Stepping the feet side by side. And as you exhale, slowly and gradually begin to lower the arms down by your sides. Close the eyes or gaze softly. Take a breath or two here to receive. Softly allow the eyes to open. We'll move next into a half sun salutation, and then we'll move into warrior with a variation. So come to stand at the front of your mat. Standing tall with the feet hips width apart, shoulders relaxed. On your next inhalation, lift the arms out to the side and overhead, gazing up as the palms meet. Exhale, extend the arms to T position, and exhale as you hinge forward into a soft forward fold, keeping a slight bend in the knees as you relax the crown of the head. And now bring the hands to your shins. Inhale, lifting halfway so the spine is parallel to the earth. Exhaling, fold forward, bringing the fingertips to the mat. And on your next exhalation, stepping your left foot back, bending deeply into your right knee, coming into a high lunge. You're always welcome to drop the back knee to the floor for a variation if you prefer. So keeping both legs hip width apart, feet are hip width apart, the back heel is lifted if the leg is straight, pressing into that heel. And we'll prepare now to lift the torso. So in your next inhalation, bringing one hand at a time to the front thigh, and then bringing the hands to the hips as you lift the torso. So take a moment here to adjust your stance. You could walk the back foot in a little bit closer for a little bit more stability, or you could slide the back foot to the rear of your mat for a deeper stretch. Find the place that feels just right for you. And now square the hips forward, bringing the right hip slightly back and the left hip slightly forward. Tailbone reaches down. Draw the thighs towards one another, creating stability in the legs. Lengthen through the abdomen and the lower back. And now releasing the arms. And inhale, bringing the arms up and overhead into any variation. Arms could be wide apart, closer together. I feel like you could flex through the hands, pressing the fingertips towards the wall behind you to give a stretch to the wrists and forearms. Keep lengthening through the head and the neck and breathe. And now exhaling, lowering the fingertips back to the mat, returning to high lunge or low lunge if you've got the back knee on the floor. We'll move now into a twisting variation. So planting the left hand on the mat or perhaps on a block if you've got one. Bringing the right hand to your right hip. Lengthen the spine and exhale as you twist in the direction of your front knee. And the hand can remain on the hip, or you may extend the arm straight up from the shoulder, palm faces the wall in front of you. Keep lengthening through the head and the neck and breathing. On your next exhalation, slowly unwinding, returning to the high lunge. And if you've got the back knee on the floor, straightening that leg. And now exhaling, stepping the back foot forward to meet the front, coming into a forward fold. Relaxing the crown of the head. Hands come to shins, lifting halfway, spine is parallel to the earth. Move the shoulders down the back. Exhale, fold forward. And now either bring the hands to the hips or extend the arms to T position. Press into the feet and navel to spine. Inhale as you slowly hinge from the hips, making your way all the way up to standing. Bringing the palms together to touch, and then exhale, lowering the hands down to prayer position in front of the heart. Pause here for a moment to receive. Notice how one side of the body feels in comparison to the other. And now we'll balance it out and repeat this sequence on the other side. Standing in a tall mountain pose at the front of your space. Inhale as the arms reach up and overhead, palms touch, chin tilts upward. And exhale, swan dive into your forward fold. Hands to shins, inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, lower the fingertips down. And now stepping your right foot back, bending into the left knee, coming into high lunge on the other side, or perhaps coming into a low lunge, keeping the back knee rooted on the mat. Feet are hips width apart. Back heel is lifted if you're in the high lunge. And the front knee is bent in line with the ankle. On your next inhalation, bringing the hands to the thigh, lifting the torso upright, hands to hips. And again, making the same adjustments as you did on the other side, adjusting your stance as needed, squaring the hips forward, drawing the tailbone down, pressing the thighs towards one another. And pressing strongly through the back heel and strengthening that back leg for support. Relax the shoulders. You're welcome to keep the hands on the hips if the arms need a break, or you can inhale and bring the arms up and overhead into any variation you like. Keep that slow, deep breath in and out through the nose. One more breath here. And exhale, lowering the torso down, bringing the fingertips to the mat, preparing for the twisting variation on this side. So again, the back leg could be straight or the knee could be on the floor. Now bring the right hand to the mat or perhaps to a block. Left hand to left hip and lengthen the spine and then twist in the direction of the front bent knee. If you like, you have the option to extend the arm. Keep breathing, making any adjustments, feeling free to come in and out of the pose or simply release early. On your next exhalation, now slowly unwinding, bringing the fingertips back to the mat, straightening the back leg if it isn't already, and then exhale, stepping the back foot forward, coming into your forward fold, feeling free to keep a soft or deeper bend in the knees. Hands come to the shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Spine is parallel to the earth. Exhale, soften forward. Hands to hips or arms in T position. Press into the feet, navel to spine, hinging all the way up to standing. Bringing the palms together to touch, and then exhale, lowering the hands down to prayer position in front of the heart. Again, taking a moment here to receive. Checking in and notice how you're feeling, noticing where your mind is. And if the mind begins to wander, using the breath to reconnect the mind to the body. And now releasing the arms, we'll prepare next to come into a balance. We'll be moving into Garudasana, eagle pose. Begin by standing tall in your mountain pose with the feet hips width apart. Arms resting by the sides. Inhaling, spreading your wings, bringing the arms up and overhead. And now as you exhale, bringing your right arm underneath the left, crossing at the elbows, and bringing the palms together to touch. And if this isn't accessible for you, it's fine to keep the hands resting on opposite shoulders as an alternative. So wherever you are, circling the elbows and the shoulders, loosening up a little more. And reversing the circle. And coming to stillness, drawing the elbows downward. Now begin to bend into the knees, coming into a squatting position. So as we prepare to ease into our balance, it's helpful to find a focal point, a spot on the wall or the floor ahead of you that isn't moving, to fix your gaze and attention. So finding your focal point, steadying your breath, begin to shift your weight into your left leg as you lift the right heel off the floor, resting on the ball of the right foot. So we'll ease our way into balance, and it's fine to stay right here or come back to this version if you like. Now shifting the weight a little bit more into the left leg as you lift your right leg and cross the right knee over the left. So you can begin with the toes resting on the mat here. You can allow the foot to hover. So it's fine to stay in any of those three options I just demonstrated. Or if the full pose is accessible to you, you have the option to also cross the feet at the ankle. So be patient with yourself, choose your variation, keep breathing. And it's fine if you wobble or need to come in and out of the balance. And one more full breath here in any version of eagle. And if you've crossed the feet on crossing, straightening the legs, slowly lifting the torso and releasing the arms. Relaxing the arms with the palms facing forward. Close the eyes or gaze softly. Take a few breaths to receive. Noticing what you're feeling with compassion and curiosity. And now give a little shake to one leg and then the other. And prepare yourself for a brand new experience on the other side. Standing tall, relax the shoulders. Inhaling as you bring the arms out to the side and overhead. And now this time bringing your left arm underneath the right, crossing at the elbows, holding the hands palm to palm, or perhaps taking hold of the shoulders, circling the elbows and the shoulders here. Reverse. Coming to stillness. Coming into the squat, bending into both knees. Squatting as deeply as is comfortable. Finding your focal point, keeping your breath flowing and your attention steady. Shifting your weight onto the right leg, lifting the left heel off the floor, coming onto the ball of the feet, easing your way into your balance. And you can always stay here or come back to this version. If you'd like to go a little bit further, lifting the left leg away from the floor, crossing the knee at the ankle. Resting the toes on the floor, hovering the foot, or perhaps wrapping the foot behind the opposite ankle. Keep your gaze fixed on the focal point. Keep breathing and keeping the mind clear. And if you wobble or need to come in and out of the pose, feel free. One more breath here. Bringing the feet back to the floor, straightening the legs, lifting the torso, and uncrossing, releasing the arms. Take a breath or two in stillness to receive. And just notice what you're feeling without judgment and being patient with yourself. Give the arms a little shake. Give a little shake to one leg and then the other. We'll prepare next to head towards the floor. So coming to the front of your space, feet are hips width apart, arms by the sides. Inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead, bringing the palms together to touch. Exhale, swan dive into your forward fold. Relax the crown of the head. Hands come to shins, lifting halfway. Exhale, lower the fingertips to the mat. And here you can either step back into table on the hands and knees or move into a plank position as if you're at the top of a push-up, heels, hips and shoulders in one long line. And next we'll make our way into downward dog. Pressing the hips back, lengthening through the back of the body. So next I'm going to guide you from downward dog into three-legged dog and then pigeon. And if this doesn't feel right to you, you could come into pigeon from your table position. So feel free to remain in table. If you're in downward dog, shifting the weight into your left leg as you extend the right leg up and back into three-legged dog. And in table, you could just extend the leg behind you in line with the hip. On your next inhalation, draw the right knee into the right elbow. Exhale, extend the leg back. We'll just do a little more strengthening before coming into pigeon. And now inhaling, drawing the right knee to the opposite elbow. Exhale, extend the leg back. Inhale, pulling the knee into the chest. Exhaling, extend. Good, and now we'll make our way into pigeon. Bending the right knee into your chest and then sliding that shin forward onto the mat as you straighten the back leg. So lifting the back knee, heel is lifted. See if you could slide the foot a little closer to the rear of your mat and then release the knee and the top of the foot all the way to the floor. Square the hips forward. And if you have a block or a cushion handy, you're welcome to place one underneath that right hip for a little bit more support. From here, we'll make our way into resting pigeon. So exhaling as you lower the torso down. And here you have the option to either rest on the forearms. You could place one fist or one palm on top of the other to create a little pillow to rest the forehead. Or you could bring the forehead all the way to the mat if that feels comfortable. So choosing your variation in resting pigeon. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. And you could stay a little bit longer in resting pigeon, or you could join me in some variations. If you like, on your next inhalation, lifting the torso, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, returning to an upright pigeon posture. And again, you could stay here, or if you'd like to add a stretch for the quadricep, you could bend the back knee, bringing the toes up, taking hold of the top of that foot, and then pressing the left heel in towards the left hip. If this doesn't feel right, don't worry. Feel free to stay with any of the other variations. Wherever you are, keeping the spine long, shoulders relaxed. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. And if you're in resting pigeon, lifting the torso, coming back onto your hands. And next we'll move into a spinal twist. So if you could take hold of the back foot, swinging that leg across, or you could shift into seated and make your way into spinal twist in any way that works for you. So the left foot is planted on the outside of the right knee, taking hold of the knee with both hands, lifting through the spine, lifting the chest and relaxing the shoulders. And now extend the left arm at shoulder height, gazing at the fingertips. And as you exhale, slowly twisting to this side, taking your time, taking several breaths to make your way into your twist. Moving only as far as feels comfortable. And when you've reached that place, releasing the left arm, bringing the left palm to the floor, left arm is close to the spine. You could continue to hold the front knee in your hand or perhaps drawing that knee into the crook of the elbow. And turning the head to look over your shoulder towards the wall behind you. Again, make any adjustments for comfort. And you could stay in this version, or if you'd like to bring the twist up a little bit further, if it feels comfortable for you. As you next exhale, keep the torso where it is and simply turn the head to look over your opposite shoulder. You could gaze straight ahead or keep the eyes closed, or you could turn the eyes to peek out the left corners of the eyes, spiraling the twist a little bit further up. Gaze forward once again. And you could keep the head facing whichever direction it is as you lift the back arm. And then exhaling very slowly, unwinding, bringing the torso back to center. Release the arms down, release the legs, give them a little shake. And we'll move now to the other side. So returning onto your hands and knees, staying in table or perhaps coming into downward dog. Bringing the balls of the feet to the floor, lengthening through the back of the body. And if you wish to remain in table, that's fine too. And if you're in downward dog, preparing for three-legged dog on the other side, shifting your weight into your right leg, extending the left leg up and back, or if you're in table, extending the left leg behind you in line with the hip. Again, strengthening the core a little bit more, bending the left knee and bringing the left knee to the outside of the left elbow. As you inhale, exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, bringing the knee across to the opposite elbow. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, draw the knee into the chest, and then exhaling, extend. And now inhaling, drawing the knee forward, lowering the shin, making your way into pigeon on this side. Taking the same adjustments as you did earlier. And as you're ready, lowering yourself into resting pigeon. Either on the forearms or forehead to the mat or resting on the hands. You're welcome to remain here in resting pigeon, or if you like, lifting the torso, hands underneath the shoulders for upright pigeon, opening the chest, shoulders drawing down. You could stay here. You're welcome to explore any other variations of pigeon that you are familiar with. Or if you like, you can add the quad stretch, by bending into the right knee, taking hold of the top of the right foot with the right hand, and then drawing that heel in towards the hip. Keep breathing, making any adjustments. Feeling free to move between any of these variations as you like. And we'll get ready for the spinal twist on this side. So if you're still in resting pigeon, lifting the torso upright, taking hold of the back foot, crossing the right foot over the left, taking hold of the right knee with both hands, and taking a moment to situate yourself, making sure that the right foot is pressing into the earth. The inside and the outside of the foot are rooted, lifting the chest and relaxing the shoulders. Extending the right arm at shoulder height, gazing at the fingertips. Inhaling, lengthen through the spine, and as you exhale, slowly taking several breaths here, following the fingertips with the gaze as you slowly come to twist in this direction. Taking your time. If you like, you could draw the right knee into the crook of the elbow or continue to hold in your hand. So being careful not to overstretch. When you reach your point of comfort, releasing the right hand to the mat, keeping the arm close to the spine. The chest open, shoulders relaxed. And turn the head to look over the right shoulder. Soft gaze or eyes closed. You could stay here if it feels comfortable. On your next inhalation, you could slowly turn the head to look over the opposite shoulder, deepening the twist. You could stay here or perhaps turning the eyes to peek out the right corners. And turning the eyes to face forward. Keeping the head in whichever direction it's facing, lifting the back arm as you inhale. And as you exhale, very slowly unwinding. Taking your time as you unravel from the twist, patiently making your way back to center. Noticing all these sensations of release that are available to you along the way. And taking your time once you return to center, releasing the arms down, releasing the legs, and giving them a little bit of a shake. We'll come next onto our backs for a brief relaxation. Bending your knees and rolling your way onto your back. And extending the legs as you lie on the floor. Resting the arms by your sides with the palms facing up or resting the hands on top of the belly. Allowing your eyes to close. And let go of any breathing pattern, allowing your breath to flow naturally and effortlessly. Bring your attention to the parts of your body that are in contact with the earth. Feeling the support of the earth beneath you. Feeling nurtured, stable, and safe. Allow your body to let go of all efforts. Feeling the muscles growing warm, soft, and heavy. And as the body relaxes, inviting the mind towards stillness, letting go of any thoughts that may be distracting or that do not serve you in this moment. Allowing your entire being to rest in stillness and integrate the benefits of your practice. And now, very gradually, begin to deepen your breath, making some small movements with the fingers and the toes, gently reawakening, coming back to the safety and comfort of your body. As you're ready, bending one knee at a time and hugging both knees into the chest. And then coming to roll over onto your right side, resting in a fetal position. Taking a moment here to acknowledge your efforts and dedication. Pressing your hands into the mat and slowly and mindfully making your way up to a seated position. Sitting tall with the eyes remaining closed. Bringing the hands to prayer position in front of the heart. Scan the body, mind, and breath. Noticing how you are feeling now compared to the start of your practice. Be aware of what has shifted. And I invite you to take this spirit of being open to new things and new beginnings into your day. Om Shanti, peace. May the peace in our hearts bring peace into the world. Bringing the hands a few inches away from the face, palms facing you. Very softly allow the eyes to flutter open. Gently bringing the hands away and taking in your surroundings with a fresh perspective. Namaste. I honor the light in you.